be amazing to discover someplace no one's ever seen before.
Really? I would love to see that.
When I give the signal, drop me.
Got it.
No, you idiot!
Some of the lovable characters back on the big screen as of today. But they look a little different, don't they? It's the live-action remake of The Little Mermaid, a project long in the making, one that fans have been anticipating for months, and today is the day.
Ariel?
Ow!
Sorry about that.
It is such a big deal that not only do we have Eli on set, but we have Jackson Weaver, also part of the gang from Toronto. I'm not sure who's Sebastian, who's Flounder, and who's Scuttle, but the three of us are going to talk about the three of them. And Jackson, great to have you with us. This is going to be fun. I know when the two of you show up, it's a big deal. So, of course, 89, I think the original,
89.
right? The animated
89.
one. How does this compare story-wise to what everyone loves so much then?
Story-wise, I think you'll be comfortable. If anything, you need to adjust to the look under this. Like it's like Jacques Cousteau, but the fish are singing, so it's a little strange. But story, we're kind of back where we might remember growing up. This undersea kingdom. You've got the director, who's Rob Marshall. This is a guy who knows his way around a musical. Chicago, Into the Woods, Mary Poppins Returns, so he is Disney approved. But there we are, back under the ocean. And of course, we have Ariel, and she is obsessed with the surface world, as gorgeous as these visuals are. And there's a dashing prince, he's a little soggy. There's a fateful meeting, and the obsession grows. And wouldn't you know it, there's a sea witch there, ready to kind of feed that obsession for a price. Ariel has a king, King Triton, played by Javier Bardem, at least half of him. So let's get our feet wet, shall we say, and take a look.
You broke the rules. You went to the above world.
A man was drowning. I had to save him.
This obsession with humans has to stop.
I just want to know more about them. Ariel, don't!
I can help you. You can't live in that world unless you become a human yourself.
Is that even possible?
That's what I live for.
So, Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, I think you'd agree, she kind of nails that part, vamping it up as the villain. But we got to talk about Halle Bailey as Ariel, the first black princess from Disney in quite a few years. But it makes sense because, Jackson, as I think you'll agree, this is basically an underwater multicultural kingdom where you have mermaids and mer creatures and people from evidently all around the world.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good part about this. You kind of get this, like, I don't know if you watch Bridgerton, but we get this kind of like post-racial, not utopia, but we don't have to deal with that, which is refreshing for kids. When you said
the island above the sea looks like a utopia. You've got this like British kingdom with a black queen and everyone just living in harmony. It's fantastic up there.
You mentioned the queen. That's kind of like all we really get. It's a symptom of all we really get new in this one. We don't really get much added to the story. We get kind of a padded story, and we get some like plot holes fixed up, which I think is the reason they wanted to put this together. I mean, in the original, if you do remember, I don't know if you've watched it recently, but the reason that King Triton hates humans so much isn't because, like in this version, that his wife was killed by humans, but he just really hates that we eat fish. And then also,
that's a good reason.
Yeah, I mean, they fix things up, but like when we're talking about how the story works, there's not really much of a reason. I might be a bit of a curmudgeon. There's not much of a reason for this one to exist. Just kind of Disney's revisionism. They want to fix up things that they got wrong, either, plot holes or potentially harmful social faux pas, which does kind of add in this one. But I mean, we get a little bit of Prince Eric's backstory, but who needed that? I didn't need it.
Are you a little cynical? I mean, some are saying they're just, desperate to tap into the nostalgia and maybe the cash coffers as well. But anyway, there it is. It's out in this remake. Jackson, you mentioned the music, though. And if you think back to the animated version, Under the Sea, and the big sort sort of power ballad, Part of Your World. So those are the songs that we remember. What did you think of the music this time round?
I mean, you mentioned Part of Your World. That's kind of one of the very first and one of the most famous, or not one of the first, but the first of the Disney Renaissance I Want songs, where the main character sings about what they want. And Jodie Benson was in that original. She was fantastic. Halle Bailey kind of starts off as kind of a pale imitation in the beginning, but afterwards she hits those like register hopping notes that she built with a career as a musician with her sister Chloe. Fantastic. We do get a couple of ads and removals. I want to take a look. We have Under the Sea, which you also mentioned. It's a fantastic performance, but they had made it more of a duet, and I'm not sure if that exactly works. So just take a listen.
Under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better, don't worry, sweater, take it from me. Up on the shore they work all day, out in the sun they slave away, while we devoting full time to floating under the sea.
So you get Davy Diggs there, who is a fantastic performer, gets a little bit of a kind of non-specific Caribbean accent that I'm not sure how great that works, but the songs as a whole work. They get Alan Menken, who made the original, and, you know, I'm a fan of the songs, if nothing else.
Okay, but hold on. It looks okay.
Right.
At best, it's
that's
awkward.
At best. It's
now,
creepy.
let's take a look at the original.
Okay, oh,
the
that's
beautiful cartoon. Because sound to sound, song to song, I think it's all there. Look at what the cartoonist could do. When you're watching this cartoon, your brain isn't going, oh wait, how is that crab singing? How are those shrimp doing a conga line? It's a cartoon, so it works, and you have the artistry, you have these amazing artists frame by frame, putting googly eyes on fish, making them do whatever they want, and it just makes sense. The fatal flaw of the new Little Mermaid is that they put us under the sea, but it's supposed to be live action, and so it just does not compute. Your brain is trying to make, you know, this thing that's supposed to look like a documentary, which is now a musical, and it is just strange and weird. And we must warn you, and Jackson, I know you want to talk about this, there are also, Heather, some new songs.
Oh.
And you might wonder,
Not good.
How will you know, Eli, when you're hearing a new song?
How will you know, Eli,
You'll
when I'm
know,
hearing a
because
new
that's
song?
when you start checking your watch and you wonder, why is the movie doing to this? Just feels like it's running in place. There's the Prince Eric just looking out at the sea and being sad. There's Ariel singing in her head because she lost her voice. And then, I'm sorry to say, there is a rap number by Aquafina as a seagull. It's called Scuttlebutt. I'm gonna set it up and then Jackson will critique. But let's take a listen, and I'm sorry in advance.
Hey, have you not heard that scuttlebutt?
Your butt.
No, the gossip, the buzz, the who said what, who does that, yeah, the scuttlebutt. Well, I was flying over land and sea and ear to the ground. Then I came flying here for you to see and hear what I found. Remember the swamp? Remember my song in the swamp? And I was like, wham, chicka, wham, wham, chicka, wham, wham.
I remember.
Eli wants it to stop. Just bring it to an end. At the bottom it says Lin-Manuel Miranda. Is that what he's responsible for?
That is
Responsible is the
Lin-Manuel.
word.
I said it. Alan Menken, who made the original music, came back, but the lyricist now is Lin-Manuel Miranda. He did that rap. He has been around. Someone has to stop this man. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness, that rap. Vox did another review of this film, and they described it best in calling it oral terrorism, because every second that went on, I wanted to leap out of the theater. The rap there is just kind of his patter, which we kind of fell in love with early on in his career. It's been around too long. He is the hero that has lived long enough to become the villain. I cannot deal with it. I can't deal with that rap.
All right, maybe some things are just better in the animation form. I mean, that's the music aside, but as you said, some of these songs even work better, Eli, as animated versions. Halle.
Right.
She looks like she's an animated Disney character in real life. I mean,
Yeah,
the casting is
exactly.
extraordinary. Talk about the performances.
So here's the thing. Jackson and I can both rant about, like, Disney once again, like, you know, raiding our pop culture and childhood memories and the slavish lavish devotion to the original, but it doesn't matter because Halle Bailey is a star who is going supernova. And I think, as Jackson has said, like, her interpretation of Ariel might not be as kind of mischievous as the original, but when she gets going and when she starts to sing, she has another gear. She has a grandeur. She takes it to another level. Let us stop talking and just take a listen for yourself and enjoy.
I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now. Watching, you'll see. Someday I'll be part of
He's a human. You're a mermaid.
I mean, like, come on. Like, I goosebumps, right? Like, just remarkable. The chemistry between her and Jonah Howard King, who plays Prince Eric, it works. It's so, ironically, what saves the film are the humans and what happens out of the sea, you know, on land, essentially. But I think this is just the beginning for Bailey. I think she's fantastic, and so I can complain about the remake and all of that, but it doesn't matter because she's going to make a lot of little girls happy.
Okay, do you want some thoughts on this, Jackson, before we get numbers?
I mean, I'll just quickly kind of back up the same thing. That performance was, you know, fantastic. Her singing is nonpareil. It's so good. And we can critique it all around the block, but this is, you know, for kids. And if they don't have the VHS of the original, this isn't too bad to watch instead.
All right, so give me the scuttlebutt, if you would,
geez.
Eli. What is the scuttlebutt on the numbers? What is your rating?
I mean, I would give Halle Bailey 5,000. I'd give the film 2, so I'm going to end up at 3.5.
3.5. Okay, Jackson.
Oh wait!
Oh wait!
Here we
Oh
go.
wait!
This. Whoa. Did that fish have glasses? Did I have to see that again?
Wait a second. Can we play it again? I talked over that. Look what our graphics
I know.
department has come up with.
Every day now.
That is fantastic.
goodness.
All right, 3.5 for Eli, and yours, Jackson.
Let's see if I get something cool. So, you know, Eli said that this is, you know, a 3.5. It's a good movie. I'm almost there with him. I'm going to rank it objectively. I'm going to give it a strong, let's see what it looks like, strong 3 out of 5 stars. This is, oh, yes. There it is. I like mine more. A strong 3 out of 5 stars. This is a serviceable animation, which is, you know, all you can say for these Disney live action adaptations. There's been over 20 of them. They don't really need to exist, but if we're going to rank them, this is one of the better ones.